whatever. Just start talking about this daylight saving or whatever you want to call it, bro.
That bullshit.
I mean,
it's such horse shit. Like, we shouldn't even do it. Like, there's no scientific reason why we do it. It's just something we do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like at one point they did it for some type of harvest thing, like trying to have an hour more of sunlight type joint. But regardless, they had some controversy in 2020. More, they wanted to try to amend that whole daylight saving type thing where they were trying to put in like a new act so that they can kind of like stop it, so to speak. But
they don't do it in Saskatchewan, man.
That's the thing. They just kept it throughout the whole time. They just didn't. But I don't know, like, because it sucks when you quote unquote lose an hour of sleep. But this time we gained it. Like we got an extra hour this just yesterday or this morning, so to speak. So I don't know. Because when I woke up, bro, it was like 7 a.m. But I went and checked my microwave clock that isn't automatically changed, and it was 8. So I was like, oh, shoot. So I just changed it or whatever. I'm like, got a nice little extra hour. But as you can see, I'm yawning and still tired.
It sure didn't feel like it gained an extra hour. It really, I don't know. It's more discombobulating than anything. Like, you wake up and it's like, oh, my clock's wrong, but my phone's all a different time. Like, what time really is it? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's something to get used to, but whatever. Life, it could be worse things.
No, I mean, it's just something that, like, because I found myself, even though I slept a lot, I feel like I overslept, causing me to be more tired. I don't know. That's just like most people would say, like, no, man, I need the maximum amount of hours, but I'm different. Like, if it's 6 hours, I should be okay. Anything over 6 hours, it's like, it's as if I'm sleeping too much.
I don't know what sleeping in is, really. For me, sleeping in is sleeping to like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And that rarely happens. Like, rarely happens. You better chill out.
I don't know. Sleep's a wonderful thing, but even as I was laying there taking a nap before we were podding or whatever, bro, I don't know, bro. My body be tripping. And like, I don't know. I just been feeling different. I've been feeling different after I got the ones and the twos up in my system. I feel different, man. Like, my body's going through changes, and I'm saying to myself, yo, I don't know if it's a good thing, a bad thing, what it is, but yeah, it's definitely different, though. Definitely different.
I know how you feel, man. I know the exact feeling.
You know, like, if your foot or hand or arm fall asleep and you get that tingly sensation, like, I'll be having that in like both my hands, both my feet, like, and I'm like clapping my hands together or whatever, and like then I get the feeling back, but I don't know if I was sleeping on my arms like a vampire type thing, but I was like on my like laying on them kind of thing. Like, I don't know what it was, but bro, I was like, when I woke up, I was like, why am I tripping like this? It's one of those things, though, bro.
I hear you. Like, oh man, it's so bad nowadays. Like, being like this age and like you sleep in a wrong position, you wake up like half, like damn near half crippled, like you're just walking around like, oh fuck, like.
Bro, you ever catch a Charlie horse or something when you're sleeping, or a pulled muscle, like hamstring muscle when you're sleeping, where you wake up, have to straighten your leg out real quick, out of a cold sleep, out of a dead sleep.
Those Charlie horses are the worst things ever. Like, when I was growing, like in my teens, I was getting them like really bad, like frequently through the night sort of thing, like hardcore, like calf cramps and whatnot and foot cramps and whatnot. Lately it hasn't been so bad, mostly because I've been taking a lot of magnesium and stuff like that. It helps prevent that sort of thing. But man, I had one here, I think it was in the summertime. I had a calf cramp that was so bad, like I legit almost pushed my girlfriend out of bed when I was doing it. Like, how I do it is, from what I was told, you're supposed to put your feet on the wall, but like raise them up so like the blood runs out, I guess, sort of thing, like drains, like, you know, you're supposed to elevate like an injury or whatever. So it's sort of the same basic principle with it. It helps. It's the only thing that really helps like lessen it. But I did that and it wasn't letting off. Like, it just stays seized. Like, it was seasoned and I was screaming and like crying and like, Amber like ran out and grabbed some ice for me just so I could put it on my leg so it hopefully would like cool down. But like, man, it was a good like 10-15 minutes of just like utter agony I was in. Just it just wouldn't let go. And then of course I had to walk around the next day with that. Oh, that was also the same day, the same week I had broken toes. So like I had done that like a couple days prior, and then that happened. So my leg, that one leg completely was just done. Like just done. Like I could barely even use it.
And it sucks because it's like, I'm glad you're taking magnesium now, but it's like, how does one, like, cause some things they're just like, what are they called? Like when your body just does it or whatever. But other times it's like, I wonder if certain things are preventable. I know for me personally, bro, cause I be working out and shit like that. If I'm super dehydrated, my muscles will tense up, seize, et cetera, et cetera. And it just is like, you have no control over it. But it's like, then you go to the washroom and you realize, oh, I'm super dehydrated. Let me friggin' drink all kinds of water to try to replenish myself. I don't know, man.
Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Like I think that may be part and parcel of the case, like, but like in the middle of sleep though. So like it's hard to like, oh, I'm dehydrated when I'm sleeping. I'm gonna get up and fucking, you know what I mean?
But that's why they try to say kill a big glass of water before you actually go to bed type joint to kind of help keep you, so to speak, a little bit more hydrated. And then usually when you wake up in the morning, you have to rush to the washroom and go to the washroom, but at least you know you're a bit more dehydrated. Bro, like it's something where it's like people just are like how do I, like allergic. People are like allergic to water. Like they do not want to drink that shit. And it's like I like trying to myself trying to force myself to drink more and more. And that's basically all I drink. Water, a little bit of tea here and there. But it's like I don't know. It's like I can't get enough, man.
Bro, like that is the best way I've ever heard somebody put it, allergic to water, because these motherfuckers, I've seen some people like, oh, I don't like water. How don't you like water? What's wrong with you? Like,
I'll drink pop in a second.
Like too much. Like I drink pop a lot of, I've been drinking a lot of pop recently because like I can't take caffeine like I was before. So that's my only like upper, so to speak. So like I'm not pleased with it, but it's still, it helps a little bit. But anyways, water is still the best thing like out there. Like I don't understand. Like I drink like, if I'm at home, I'll fill this thing up at least 6 times, and that's I think 17 ounces.
That's good, man.
But like honestly, I don't get people like, oh, I don't drink water. It's just like, how don't you like, and how are you still here then? Like how do you have like a body functioning right now if you're not drinking water? Like if I didn't like have a glass of water, like, or a bottle of water with me, I'd be like headaches. I'd be so moody. I would be, it's terrible, man. Like you got to drink, you got to stay hydrated. You really do.
No, it's big facts, bro. I know a buddy from my work. I swear my man's diet is cigarettes and coffee. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know how you can get away with that, bro. And he's like a little bit up there, like getting older in age. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know how one can get away with that. Like every lunchtime, like I never see this guy eat. Maybe he eats a huge amount when he's at home beforehand and then right when he gets home after. But for that 8 hours, I don't see my man eat nothing. But I see him go to Tim Hortons, get a coffee, this, that, and third, and be killing his cigarettes. And I'm just like, it ain't about judgment. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how your body can withstand that. It's as if it's like a straight, like upward, like you're trying to just stay stimulated throughout the whole shift. And I get it, but yo, my heart can't handle all that, bro.
I hear you, man. I've worked with guys like construction guys that function basically like that. Like they smoke just chain smoke cigarettes and drink some coffee, and then maybe have like a little bit of something to eat at lunchtime, and then just go right back at it. Like, and then after the shift, go get like throw like 18 beers down their head and go do it all again the next day. It's just like, how are you still alive? Like, how is your stomach hasn't rotted out from the inside? You know what I mean? Bro, and then I know guys that did even worse. Like the one fucking guy I worked for, he literally just would like drink all day long, but it was only beers, but he still like drank all day long, drank and smoked all day long. And half my job was keeping him fucking sober.
Bro, like, that's the thing that, because like, it's, as we're talking about like health and stuff, and like even us as men, bro, like us not like people not wanting to drink or go to get checked out at the hospital and stuff like that, and make sure that get blood work to see where their levels of magnesium or their iron levels or whatever like levels are, cholesterol, or you mean like as I'm approaching 30, bro, like once you get to 30 and kind of start going from there as a man, like they say like you're supposed to get your prostate checked so you don't have no, they can check to make sure you don't have no cancer and stuff like that. It's like, bro, shit is real out here. But
definitely something that needs to be done. Like
they say you're supposed to go for a physical every year, bro.
I had someone close to me had go for his colonoscopy or whatever, and they found fucking cancer in there and like nipped it right away. Like it was one of those ones where you could like, you know, it would have been sort of thing.
Prostate cancer is one of those ones, bro, where you like one of like the only ones that you can more or less survive and not really trip because they can catch it and kind of get rid of it, so to speak. But people, don't get me wrong, the Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman, that's not prostate, that's colon cancer, but still, like it's still
same
it can
thing.
Go from one
Same area.
Yeah, it can go from one area to the next. So it's like you do have to try to catch it. But even me, bro, I'm just saying, because my family has like a history of that. Well, on my dad's side, unfortunately, like the men more or less. It's unfortunate, but yo, bro, like man's got to get checked, and there's a possibility that like because I'm pretty sure my dad had it, they got rid of it. I'm pretty sure his dad had it. So it's like it kind of sucks, but it kind of feels like I hope I can be the one that breaks the rule, but if somehow it happens to me too, then it's one of those ones where it's like I just got to be on top of my health. That's why when you're saying like about the pop and like how it kind of keeps you on some upper shit, I was gonna say you don't have any allergies to fruits and certain fruits and stuff, bro. Like it could be a dope substitute, and especially when I like it, you know, like if you be burning the herbs and getting your mind right. A fruit salad with pineapples and grapes and all that shit should taste amazing, opposed to like a fucking, you know. That's
just me being lazy. That's all it is.
No, it's all good. We can all be lazy. Nothing wrong with that. But you know, because those
once again, I need to be on my health. I've been like, I've been trying to be better about my health, but at the same time, I'm still not like where I need to be. Like as far as
hey, bro, slow change.
I should be doing, but
slow change, right? Slow changes. Like every day, if you like, oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna have an orange and an apple today. Like you go to the grocery store, like back when we was at university and shit, and just like, yo, I'm gonna buy a bag of apples, I'm gonna buy a bag of oranges, I'm gonna buy a bag of da-da-da. And I'm gonna take one of each of the three each day. A banana, like a bunch of bananas or whatever. Bro, I just slow changes because it's like, especially if it's something that, again, like if you enjoy it, you don't have an allergy to it, it's like, it's one of the easier transitions because it's like something that's so, like you don't even think about it, especially how you be working early in the morning and shit. Just wake up, bam, 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 knock out your 3 fruit. I don't know if you fuck with blenders and shit, magic bullets and shit. Blend all them shits up to a smoothie if you fuck with
that. One. My girl uses it.
Yeah, bro, just rock out. Like when she's using it, just ask her to blend you a 1-2 as well, and then just rock out from there, bro. On some morning power up, drop your magnesium nutrients in that bitch, blend it all up. Fuck you mean?
Even what you said, just even like a fruit salad or whatever, would be fucking.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, strawberries and shit, bro. We got to be out here trying to take our health to the next level. We are like, for example, I called my mom and my both parents because I'm very fortunate to have both parents, but I called both of them this morning, bro, and we're just talking to them because like I'm trying to do this next step, and as I mentioned to you, trying to go to school and stuff like that. But bro, I was just telling my parents like how weighing certain decisions is kind of tough when you get to these ages because if I'm going to dedicate 4, 5, 6 years of my life to like whether it's school or whatever, that's 4, 5, 6 years of my life that I'm not going to be able to connect with the people as much as I'd like to. And I'm saying I'm talking to them saying like, yo, school's always going to be there. But my mom's counter was, yeah, but you're only at your, like how youthful you are right now once. So it's like either you're gonna focus that time and hanging out with family and shit, or focus that time, hopefully get to the point where you're trying to get after the 5, 6 years of school, and then use the rest of life to hang out with family. Basically, she was saying, set aside, discipline yourself for that a certain amount of time, and like don't worry about the like, oh shit, what if I don't get to see my parents as much as because they're getting up there in age, bro, and life is fragile, bro. People be here and then they're gone in the blink of an eye, bro. So it's like, fuck, you know.
I hear you, man. It's literally if it's like something like that important to you to do both, like you can. Like there's a way to do it. Like there's a way to balance it. It's just all about like finding the way, like the time to do it. That's all it is. But like
prioritizing.
It's a lot easier said than done, but you can do it.
Yeah. No, and I believe
anybody I know can do it. It's you.
Yo, that's love, bro. That's love, bro. And I'm gonna try my best. It's just, yeah, man. As we're getting like, bro, like as we getting closer to 30 and shit, bro, shit's real. Like you'll never be that 15-year-old who was fucking in the school band or who was on the football team or who was blah blah blah. Like you got to understand, like, yo, life doesn't wait for nobody. We're all gonna unfortunately meet the inevitable one day. So you can't. But I'm realizing genuinely, you can't stress shit, bro. Like it's not even at like if it's not that deep, don't stress it, bro, because you're just gonna fucking hurt yourself like mentally or whatever, right?
Fuck, you'll have a seizure maybe. Christ.
And Trent, that is the scary part about it, because it's like if being like, there's no other way to put it other than like when I was saying, oh, I be feeling weird, my body be feeling weird. That's the type of shit I'm talking about, where like I probably mentioned it like 4 or 5 episodes back or whatever, when I was saying like sometimes you be feeling little weird tingles in your brain and shit, and you're saying to yourself, is this shit is like, obviously I fell back or whatever from the herbs a little bit, but it's like you're thinking to yourself, is this the herbs and shit, or is this like something else that was, you know what I mean, like potentially gonna happen? Like I don't want to be feeling no weird sensation in my head, and really what that is some type of seizure that didn't happen or is going to happen type shit. I don't want to be having that shit. So that's why I'm taking my time and trying to drink more water and have more omega-3s and different shit like that to help hopefully with the brain functionality.
Well, it literally goes back to what you said. It's also about not stressing it, because at the same time, like,
yes,
it's one thing to have like these sensations in your body. It's another thing to have like, oh, this stopped working or something like that. You know what I mean? Like 2 different things. So it's one thing to note these, whatever these things happening are, like these, I don't even want to say side effects or whatever, but side effects, whatever they are, it's good to note them and like, oh, this is happening. Let's make sure it's not getting worse, sort of thing. But it's, once again, if it's not like knocking you down completely, you just got to take it in stride basically and not worry about it too hard.
That's facts. But it's weird how in these days, like specifically like the last 2-ish years or whatever, with COVID and all that, bro, like it's almost like any weird little thing that you might feel within your body, you're thinking to yourself, yo, should I go get this checked out? Am I tripping? Is this a real situation happening right now? Why does my chest feel tight? And you're like, you know what I mean? And then it can add, you can kind of stress yourself into even feeling worse. And it's like, I'm not trying to do that shit, but sometimes you feel that way, especially in the more recent times, man.
Yep. Especially last year, like when it was like fresh and just starting sort of thing, like, oh, I've got a bit of like a stuffy nose and I'm kind of like feeling a bit tired. Oh, is this it? Like, do I have it? Like, what? Like, fuck. Like, it was so, like, I remember just like the first, like, not knowing anything about it. Like, it was just so like, what the fuck am I going to catch it? Is this it? Like, can't touch it. It was so fucking crazy. You're so paranoid about shit, man. Like, yeah, it was nuts. Now we're looking at it just kind of like, I'm good. Now I kind of know like, oh, this is it. Like, if I have any of those symptoms, we got to worry about it. But like, at this point, it's just like,
it's like we kind of have it a little bit more under control, bro. But even like, I'm not really trying to talk about the COV, but bro, just like last week, maybe let's just say it was Thursday. I'm reading like CP24 is like basically like one of the news stations in Toronto that like a lot of people watch or whatever. But so I'm watching CP24 and I'm saying, and like they're saying like, oh, on the little writing at the bottom, like the health doctor or whatever of Ontario, like Dr. Teresa Tam or whatever, she was saying like, oh, something, and like how like they're preparing for the 4th wave and this, that, and the 3rd. And like a dude in the lunchroom is like, 4th wave? Wait a minute. He was like 85, they say like the numbers are like something like 85 to 89% of like all like Ontario or maybe no, not Ontario, but Toronto residents are fully vaccinated, not even like one dose, like fully vaccinated. Mm-hmm. I'm like 84%. And y'all talking about like as if like it's supposed to get worse. That doesn't make sense to me, guys. I feel like we're like those numbers are supposed to, like, once more people get vaccinated, the cases are supposed to lower and lower. No, I would assume. But it just threw me off, like, because I was like, something ain't clicking right. But I'm not stressing it because, as you and I both know, people unfortunately perish from this situation. But then there's a lot of people who've also recovered and, you know what I mean, slowly but surely got their immunity or whatever the case is. So I'm saying, not that it's like a common cold, but it's slowly but surely kind of becoming more treatable or becoming more, not normal, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem to be as like, oh, like threatening and scary and as it was, let's just say, right when it first started, when we didn't really know.
Definitely not if you've had the 2 jabs, but like still, like I don't even want to risk it just for those, not even like just getting it or anything like that. It's the after effects, like 10, 15 years down the line, that I'm worried about more so than what 2 jabs got me like now and then 15 years down the line. I'm more worried about if I caught that shit and like I couldn't like run anymore. I couldn't do any cardiovascular or anything like that without like almost passing out from like not being able to breathe and shit like that. Like, it's crazy, man.
I was gonna say, did you end up catching COV or nah?
Nah, B.
Good for you. I caught it twice, bro.
And reason why I said, shit.
Yeah. Once when I was had the VAX. That was like, because like, let's just say I had the VAX, my second dose, let's just say late September. Middle of October, bro, you might have remembered, bro. I was saying to you, maybe if it wasn't even on the pod or whatever, but yeah, bro, I was saying I got sick as ever, bro. I was bedridden and whatnot. Bro, that shit was real. Went to the hospital, got tested, negative. It got tested negative for the COV. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, this can't be the side effects of the VAX, because if it is, this is like, I'm like saying to myself, if it is, because they say to you, the second one is worse. And I got it like that roughly 2 weeks after. My body was going through it. Like, and then like it hit me like a brick where I was like, yo, my chest got tight. I'm laying on my bed. I can't get out the bed, this, that, and the third. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, something's wrong. This isn't like just like, but by day 3, 4, I'm like coughing and all that gross stuff. Got all that out my chest. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, bro, I'm pretty sure this is the second time of me catching it. And it sucks because I am fully VAX. So I'm like, I didn't have to stay home for 2 weeks. I just had to stay home for the 4 or 5 days that I was actually sick. But because I technically was negative, I didn't have it. So I don't have to have the same protocol or whatever as someone who, so I'm like, but I felt like staying home. But again, and I have the little self-test where you swab your own nose and all that from the hospital but I keep getting negatives. So I'm like, okay, it's saying that it's not it, but it was it, because it wasn't a common cold, bro. This shit hit me just like 2020 October. Unfortunately, it was literally the same month, a year apart. I got both, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, bro. So I'm like, that's some sign shit, but that's another conversation. But yeah, bro, I was like, I'm just sitting in my apartment, like, yo, if I clock out in here, nobody gonna know, bro. It's just gonna be me tripping and shit. But that was just the reality of like, I was telling my boy and shit, like even like when I was telling you like a few episodes ago, and I was like, I almost got up out of here from a scrambled egg sandwich and shit when I choked on it, bro. No one would have known nothing. I would have just choked and passed, and just that's it. I'm on the ground in my apartment, like, bro. But I just say all that to say it's crazy because I don't want to keep getting COV over and over again. You know what I mean? And I won't want that. Wish that upon anybody, bro. Once I could breathe through my nose again, I was just like, I never gave more, like, I was more thankful. And I was just like, yeah, I appreciate life. Fuck this shit. Because I didn't go to the hospital or nothing, but I was positive I had it, bro. I was like, yeah, I definitely had it. This shit's real. Nothing you can do, bro. Nothing you can do.
Brutal, man. Like, yeah. The only thing I can relate to that is that feeling of like not being able to breathe out your nose, but like the fact of like, we were talking about it, just being able to drink water again after I had salmonella, because I couldn't even drink any bit of it. So like
you were getting
the
sick.
first day I was able to drink a glass of it, like if like just even just like like an actual gulp of it without like throwing up, it was just like, oh, thank you.
It's sick. It's sad though, but you think about it like, because it's your body trying to reject this virus, or whatever, but it's trying to do it in the way it knows how, right? So you have to kind of go through the process, but it still makes you think like, yo, I'm not trying to be dealing with this like for the rest of the time. Granted, just like the common cold, just like the flu shot. For example, 2020, the woman who comes around with the flu shot in the hospital did not come. 2021, this year, like 2-3 weeks ago, she came through the hospital and was trying to give people flu shots. I did not accept the flu shot. I was like, I'm good. I got my two, and I know technically a COV is different from an influenza, but at the same time, it's like, nah, y'all the same shit to me. Fuck that shit. Y'all could both get me out of here and attack my lungs and shit. So exactly. I was just like, once I have the VAX, I'm like, I'm cool, bro. I'm gonna just do my thing and just rock out and see where I can go. I'm telling you right now, bro. Like when it comes to the ladies and stuff, I gotta know this person is for a long time and know they are a clean individual, because I can't afford to get the COV again, bro. By kissing somebody.
I don't fucking blame you, Jesus.
Kissing somebody on the mouth.
I gotta see that Vax passport first. Excuse me.
It's terrible, bro. I'm gonna be walking around with a hand sanitizer and a bottle of Listerine and shit. All right, Listerine real quick before me and you ever before we kiss and stuff. Nah, but it's real though, bro. It's like you got people. I'm walking down the street, bro, and the lady's walking like towards me on the same sidewalk, and she goes into the road and then comes back. Like it's not like it wasn't a busy road, like it was like a side street, but she goes on the road around me and then comes back on the sidewalk. And I'm saying to myself, we're both wearing masks, and I say to myself, bro, see, that's that nonsense. Because if I was gonna really try to be a sicko, I wouldn't be wearing a mask. And technically, I don't wear a mask outside, but I wouldn't be wearing a mask when people are approaching me. And I would have tried to cough on you when you got close to me if I was trying to infect you or whatever. So you trying to like go on the street and it's broad daylight, so it wasn't a matter of her being scared. It's nighttime. Oh, he might hurt me. It's like, nah, there's mad people on this street, and she was doing it with like everybody. It wasn't just me, so I didn't take it personal. But I was like, this lady's wilding. What I mean busy was like there's just mad people, but there wasn't a lot of cars. It was a side street. But anyway, Trent, this time is turning into a weird situation, because before that, the amount of people, and you remember when you came to Toronto, you probably saw mad people walking. The amount of people who just be out walking and shit there's so many people. So for you to be like, get away from me, you might cough on me. It's like, it's a little too late for that. Like you're out in the open. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I agree. It's like some people go to the extremes with it, but I think those people either have like severe health issues or like live with somebody with severe health issues. It's either one of the two there, or just super paranoid, or all of the above.
True. And you have a right to feel that way. But it throws me off, because it's like you coming up the stairs from the subway, and then you get onto the street with me, like a public street, and then you want to walk around and get off the sidewalk and whatnot and walk around me like I'm going to infect you. But it's like, you just came from public transit. You might have touched the rail on the public or whatever, or the button to signify that you have to, like the stop request button or whatever, like, and you're going to try to act like I'm the dirtiest person, or anyone who's walking on this. It's kind of backwards thinking is all I'm saying. To the people, the beautiful people listening, I get it. You have every right to have your hand sanitizer, wear your mask, be clean. But if you're out there with if somebody coughs or whatever, and you're looking at them like, oh, get away from me, you filthy person. At that point, it's like, come on, yo. Trust that you're doing your part, and you're keeping yourself from being sick, and you'll be okay. Like, you don't have to try to belittle someone or look at them like, oh, this person's mask, or this person's not wearing a clean mask. Maybe they don't have another mask to wear, but at least they're wearing a mask. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we're turning this into I'm better than you because I'm doing this and you're not kind of thing. And it's like, come on, guys, this is about public health. Everybody needs to try to keep themselves safe the way they can, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Everyone needs to just like keep everyone else. It's about empathy, really, how I look at it. It's like, I don't want to hurt somebody else and like have that on me, and I'd rather them not have the same feeling towards me. You know what I mean? So like, let's just try to stay healthy and just keep moving forward. Basically.
Yeah. No, man, and it's a good plan though. It's like whether it's you're thinking like trying to have like nutrition wise, like trying to have more vitamin D, trying to have more iron, trying to have more zinc, different things like that within your diet to hopefully assist magnesium, hopefully assist with like but whether it's your cognitive function, your respiratory system, like we got to have these things, like these, in my opinion, we got to have these things that are helping that like part of life so that hopefully it can help you with your immunity, help you combat these things. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're going at this, like, for example, like if you're like, yo, I got the VAX, but I'm choosing to eat McDonald's, not get any sunlight, and you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, you got the VAX, but that's not really going to help if COV tries to get in your system. Like, you're not doing anything other than like trying to, like, the VAX is like a shield, but it's like, you have to be the one, your arm has to be strong as shit while you're holding that shield. If you have a fragile arm, AKA you have a weak ass immune system already, like at that point, it's like the shield is there, but once the shield breaks and your arm breaks, like, or once the shield's good, but your arm breaks, and what good is the fucking shield? Like, there's no good to the shield if you yourself are not strong enough to hold it. Get some vitamin D in your system if you can, vitamin C, vitamin B shit, or B10 or whatever. Like, get all that shit, bro. Get all that shit in your system, bro.
I agree, man. That's probably the best way I've ever heard anyone put it. You got to have a strong arm to have it. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's on. Like, and if number 19 doesn't get you, fucking, heart disease will, fucking cancer, like we were saying, or something else, like, God forbid, whatever else gets you too. Like, so there's other things out there that'll get you other than just the COV. So
yeah. You gotta remember, you might have a one shield. The VAX might be a shield, but you need a sword, bro. AKA you need vitamins and nutrients and different things like that, something to combat the bullshit. You know what I mean? Not just something to block you from it, something to combat it back, Either way, that's just a metaphor I'm looking at it like. But yeah, man, in other news, how you feeling though? Like, how you feeling health-wise and shit, bro? How you.
Good. I'm adjusted to these new meds, not too bad. Like, okay. It is what it is.
That's what's up.
It is like it is. I've been getting a lot of sleep on my days off, so that's been really helping me. But yeah, I'm all right. I have nothing else to report except I'm all right.
No, man, and that's what's up, man. That's like, the people obviously they want to know and shit, just as far as, just making sure you're good. Obviously, I want, me and you talk, but I want to know you're good too, obviously. And that's how it goes, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just my pops said this morning when I was talking, like, yo, man, just remember time's fleeing. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not about trying to bring up time and shit all the time, but it's like, we have to remember as younger individuals, and as we're slowly but surely getting there, it's like, time waits for no one. So just make sure if you're trying to accomplish something, please, people listening, take your time and do it. Don't sit around and wait on a magical opportunity to happen, bro. Create your opportunity. And if it's a matter of changing your lifestyle or doing something and your quote unquote friends or whatever might not be behind you on it, hey, bro, if it's something that's going to make your mental health or your peace be found, please do it. Don't worry about what anybody else is going to be thinking and whatnot. We are grains of sand, bro, like from the stars. Like, we have like a split second to be here. So while you're on this stage, dance and motherfucking enjoy this shit. Don't let nobody stop you. You know what I mean? That's just some words for me. I don't know if you have anything you want to drop on the people before we get
up. I couldn't have said it any better myself, man. Holy shit. That was poetry.
We out here, bro. Call me Graham Shakespeare out this bitch. I'm trying to get it going, yo. Call me Graham Angelou out this motherfucker, bro. I'm out here, bro. I'm trying to drop the poetry on these. But no, just trying to let y'all know, man. We have just go for it, man. Like, whether it's and if it's if you have something that you enjoy, like if you like collecting different types of autumn leaves from different trees and shit, and you fucking laminate them shits or whatever, bro, enjoy that shit. If you like drawing nature and shit like that, go do that shit. Don't let no one stop you from finding your mental peace. You know what I mean? Especially if as long as you're not hurting nobody or whatever, bro, do what you do. You know, life's too short for bullshit. But yo, that's another episode of Ultra Fly Talk. My name's Graham.
I'm Trent.
And we out this bitch. You know what I mean? Out here tripping.
Oh God.
The lug